The 2024 Formula One Constructors Champions. Mclaren Racing, baby. After 26 long years. It's been since 1998, which is actually the longest in between constructor championship wins ever. And McLaren did it. And it wasn't without nerves, because if they had a flat, if Lando went over some debris, if they had an engine issue, then Ferrari would have won the championship. Let's talk about it here at Merica F1.
Yeah. Merica F1, Merica F1, it's a golden run. Merica F1.
Meow. All right. First, I'd like to thank Mike, Paul, Scott, PJ. This year we had special guests. We had Alex Vogel, who races in the 43 OnlyFans car in GT America. Thanks to the P1 group, to Sonoma Raceway, Sean Kelly, F1's virtual stat man, all the employees and the experiences at Silverstone and Suzuka Raceways. We just want to thank you for all the hospitality. We want to thank all of our co-hosts and special guests this year at Merica F1. And next year will be bigger and better. You know, we're building a studio, and that studio will be ready for next year. So let's get down to it. What a great feeling for the guys and gals at McLaren. I mean, look at that. The champions. I mean, who would have thought that at the beginning of the year, when Max was winning and Checo was getting second place and they're going 1-2, who would have thought that McLaren would have won, or not would have won, did win and would win the championship of the constructors title? Who? Nobody. You know, come on. We all thought Red Bull was going to win this thing, right? You thought it. I thought it. Grandma thought it. Grandpa thought it. Everybody thought it. There was nobody who was like, oh, you know, well, man, maybe McLaren's going to win. Nobody said that in the beginning of the year. Nobody. And if you did say that, come on. Give me the lotto tickets.
Yeah.
Because I know you got the lotto tickets.
Yeah.
Because there's no way you knew that.
Yeah.
That's right. Not only that, but look of Alpine. They got sixth in the constructors title. This car was, and we know it, was a dumpster fire. Come on. That car, in the beginning of the year, it was always 19th and 20th. It was 20 to 30 kilos overweight. It was a tractor trailer. It was. Come on. It was a tractor. They had more principals. They had more. I mean, before the season even started, half the team had left. The engineers were leaving. Everyone was getting fired. They were going to other teams. It was a disaster area. Come on. And they turned it around. That goes to show you, and that's hope for all the teams out there. There's, with the right look at Haas. With the right leadership, things change. I mean, look what Haas did this year. They were awesome. And even Sauber at the end of the year looked kind of racy. You know, Valtteri got into Q2, and, you know, Guan Zhou scored 4 points. I thought they were going to get shut out. There's always hope. The thing I love about F1 is, like Lewis says, you never give up, because you never know what's coming around that corner. Somebody could crash. There can be an accident. Somebody could have a failure. You know, your team could go from the back of the pack to sixth, like Alpine did. Your team can go from not being in the race and then not being in the season, and all of a sudden Miami comes and McLaren makes this huge turnaround and Lando wins his first race, and the next thing you know, he finished second in the championship for the driver's title. let's get that out of the way. Let's see. Lando won 4 races this year. Obviously, Verstappen, Max, Super Max, Verstappen, champion of the world. That's not Max. What are you doing? There's Max right there. There he is. 4 in a row. He won 9 races this year. George, and it's Gorgeous George now. It's Gorgeous George. Yes, Gorgeous George Russell won 2 races this year. We got Lewis Hamilton winning 2 races this year. We got Charles Leclerc winning 3 races this year. Carlos Sainz won 2. And Oscar Piastri also won 2 races this year. I mean, that's a lot of race winners. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different race winners in 1 year. Better than last year in 23. It's better than 22. And I think 25 is going to be the best year of all these years. Just like 21 was before they changed the regulations. And 21 is the best out of all those years of the old regulations. 25 is going to be the best year. Definitely. I can't wait. I literally can't wait. You can't wait. I can't wait. Let's talk about this race. Lando Norris. The pressure had to be on Lando because in the first turn, Max took out Oscar, right? And that pass, when you look at it, and you slow it down, and not only just slow it down, but if you just go to the stills, I mean, Max is basically out of bounds. He's on the, he's on the markers. He's off here. And there's no way that he thought he could pass. He even said it, it was very ambitious, and Oscar doesn't even know he's there. I mean, because he's not expecting him to make that pass there. No one's making the pass there. There's no room. And he thought he was just going to bully his way. That's what he thought. He thought, look, I have an opening. I'm going to bully my way in. He's going to move over for me, and then I'm going to take, second place or third place. But Oscar didn't flinch. Oscar just was on his regular racing line. He wasn't going to move over. He really didn't have the space. There was really not that much room for Max to go, and he spun. They both spun, and Oscar made a good recovery to finish 10th, and then Max ended up with a 10-second penalty. And I kind of like that type of penalty. Usually they don't give penalties on the first lap, but in this case, you ruined the guy who was second, who qualified second. You ruined his race by crashing into him. You ruined it. He's not going to be second. He's going to be third. He's not going to be on the podium. He's going to be, 10th, 11th, 12th. And he, to his credit, he came in 10th. And he never gave up. And that is what helped, I think. Well, it didn't matter if he finished 10th or not. It was all about what Lando did, really. If Lando wins, 25 points. McLaren was 21 points ahead. Even with Charles and Carlos finishing second and third, they weren't going to win the constructors. The only way they would win the constructors title is if Lando finished kind of, 4th, 5th, 6th, or he crashed out, or a blown part, blown engine, went over some shards, something dramatic happened, or he just, because for a while, Carlos was only like 4 seconds behind him. So just one misstep, one late turn, one going into the gravel, one foot wrong, then Carlos could be right there. And Lando, to his credit, did not put one boot wrong the whole entire race. Hats off to Lando Norris. I mean, not only did he drive a great race, and sometimes I think like, oh, what a great race he drove in, because he led every lap of the race. And you're thinking to yourself, well, how's that a great drive? Because he was never really challenged, like the Verstappen drives, the Hamilton drives, the Vettel drives, they were, for the most part, not really challenged, just out in front and gone. So how do you, like the layman, like when you're watching it on TV, you're like, well, how's that like a great race by them? How? Because, they got to manage the tires. And there's pressure. Because think about it. They're going 220 miles an hour, 215 miles an hour, 230 kph, for everybody else outside of America. Lap after lap after lap after, 58 laps. So there is pressure because you have to have absolute concentration. And if the guy is 4 seconds or 5 seconds or 3 seconds or 6 seconds right behind you, one mistake and all of a sudden they're 2 seconds behind. And next thing you know, they're in DRS range and you lose. So I always think it's a lot harder to have that one guy right outside of DRS, like 2 to 3 seconds behind you the whole entire race. Now that's super pressure. I think when they're like 5, 6 seconds ahead, they're just managing the pace. So you're just hitting your targets. You're kind of saving your tires on certain turns, and you're just saving the pace, and that you have it in the bag if you need it. So you're just hitting these targets, like for instance, the fastest lap in this race was by K-Mag, 125.637. So say you're averaging, since that's the fastest lap, you're averaging in the 127s for a while. And the guy behind you's in the 127s, and he's doing maybe, point two tenths quicker than you are. Well, it's going to take him a while if he's 3 seconds behind or 4 seconds behind to catch up. It's going to take 4 or 5 laps, maybe 6, 7 laps, maybe 8, 9, 10 laps. See what I'm saying? And then once your engineer tells you, okay, well, he's catching up a little. All right, these 2 laps, give me 2 tenths more. And these guys are so good that they can give you 2 tenths more. And Lando Norris said, we won this year, and next year is going to be my year. And I hope that's true. I hope Lando's in the fight. I hope we have a real fight next year. And I hope this gives Lando the confidence that he needs. I think he already had the confidence. There's just a couple areas. Because remember, Lando started on pole, and he finished in first. No one passed him on the first lap, which is great. That's how it should be. No one should be passing you, Lando, on the first lap. I mean, it helped that your teammate was behind you until Super Max took him out. But if Max was second, would we be saying all this right now? I don't know. Would Max have taken him out? Probably tried to. But to Lando's credit, he got a great start. And he just put his head down and he was gone. And he hit his targets, and McLaren are the Constructors Champions of the world. All right, the fastest pit stop was McLaren, also at 2.08 seconds. Wow. I mean, these pit stops are phenomenal. And every time you see one that's like high threes now, you're like, man, that's pretty slow. They're consistently getting in these high twos, 2.8, 2.9, 2.7. A low 3, you're kind of disappointed with now. It's so amazing. It's amazing that these crews are getting down to this level and constantly in the high 2s and low 3s. It really is amazing. Driver of the day was Charles Leclerc, who went from 19th to 3rd. He passed, I think, 8, 9 cars on the first lap. There's a video out there, you can go find it, of Charles just destroying people on the first lap. I mean, he's just going by everybody. You're just like, man, he just got off to a phenomenal start. And he just was gliding through the raindrops. You know, they had the accident on the left-hand side, and then it kind of shifted to the right, and he's just weaving through everybody. The last time I seen a first lap like that, probably go back to like Lewis or Kimi Räikkönen. I mean, I can't remember a first lap in the recent history where a guy just passed 8-9 cars in the first lap. I can't remember it in the recent times. I mean, that was just, I was like, man. Go ahead, Charles. Charles finished third. Let's get down to who finished where. Okay, we had a bunch of DNFs. We had Perez, Colin Pinto, Bottas, and Lawson, all DNF for various reasons. K-Mag was in 16th place. Jack Doohan going into his first race. He replaced Ocon, who for some reason, well, we kind of know they kind of, well, we maybe you don't know, but we know. And here's his helmet, his last helmet. Mercy, thank you. Ocon and Gasly didn't really get along. They've known each other since karting. They're not the best of friends. They weren't before. They have respect for each other, but they're just kind of oil and water. Even though they're both French, they're just oil and water. That's just how it is. And they let Ocon go a race early so they can put Jack Doohan in the car and see what he can do so he can get used to the car. He can do the testing, which happened today, Tuesday. And, you know, Doohan, he finished in 15th place, got used to the car, you know, and when you compare him to where Gasly finished, which was 7th, you know, I mean, Gasly's going to wax him next year. I know it, you know it. I don't know how long Jack will stay in that car. We'll find out. Colin Pinto's going to be, I guess, the reserve driver for Williams. He had, you know, a bunch of crashes and cost a lot of money for Williams. And, you know, when they had Sargent crashing, and then now, you know, Colin Pinto. I mean, this is what Williams was doing all year. This is it. This is them right there. I mean, they're under the car. They're working on the car consistently. So we also had Guan Jiayu. He was in 13th. This was his last race. The rumor is he might be the reserve driver for Ferrari. I'm sure he's going to bring some money to be the reserve driver. I'd like to see him be the reserve. That'd be nice, because really, if Lewis or Charles got sick next year, they'll probably put Berman, take him from Haas, put him in the car, and then Guo Jianyu might go drive the Haas car, or he just might not drive. I don't know. But, you know, if we're just talking about, like, money, it'd be nice to have Zhao in, you know, as a reserve driver. He's a clean driver. He's not very fast. You know, he's not going to crash the car. But I think we've seen the last of Guo Jianyu in Formula One. Never really had a special qualifying. Never really. I mean, the 4 points that he scored was because, you know, a lot of DNFs and all that. But he did score them. I mean, you have to do it. You have to be there. Is he going to get another drive in Formula One? Probably not. Probably not. That's probably it for him. Yuki Tsunoda finished in 12th place. And yes, I'm getting over laryngitis. And so there's my guy, Yuki. And Yuki, for whatever reason, they're not going to give him the drive in Red Bull. Pretty much everyone's saying Liam Lawson's going to be in the car. Even though Yuki's beat him this year, you know, Yuki's better than Liam Lawson. He's faster in qualifying. He's faster in the race. I mean, Liam's not that far off Yuki, but he's still far off. I mean, it's sad. I know some of the reasons why. I think it's short-sighted. I think it's detrimental to having a junior team. If you have a junior team, You're supposed to bring the guy who's doing the best from that junior team up the ranks and give him a shot. Otherwise, why do you have a junior team? Why do you have it? If you're not going to have the best driver from your junior program, which is Yuki Tsunoda, in the sister R&B for the Red Bull, he's beating the people that they've given him. He's beating them all. So he should get the seat. I know it. You know it. They're not going to give it to him. They're going to give it to Liam Lawson, who, unfortunately, if they give the seat, which I pretty much are going to give it to, if they give the seat to Liam, I feel bad for him because Max is going to destroy that guy. I mean, it's going to be ugly. 20-4, 19. I don't think he can outqualify Max unless there's a problem. If there's not a problem with the car, unless Max has a headache or it's around the time, the baby's about to get born and something, he's not, in the right mind, which I doubt. The best he could do is 19-5, I think, for Liam. 5. I doubt if he can beat Max 5 times in qualifying, but that's probably his ceiling is 5. 6 would be phenomenal. If he outqualified Max 6 times next year, that would be phenomenal. Is it going to happen? Probably not. Is he going to beat Max in the race, in race trim? If they qualify near each other, all right. Let's say Max qualified 4th and Liam qualified 7th. He's not passing Max. It's just not, unless there's an accident, a problem with the car. It's going to be, it's going to be ugly. He's going to kill the kid's confidence. That's why we'll put Yuki in the car, because Yuki's going to be faster. Yuki's going to be quicker. I think he's more resilient since he's been on the team longer. And I think it might just destroy Liam's. I think Liam has confidence. He's, he seems like a very strong young man. But race after race, qualifying after qualifying, losing to your teammate has to take a toll. And that's what's going to happen. I'm sorry, Liam. I hope it doesn't. Praying for you, but the chances are it's going to be a long season for you, my man. And look at this nice Yuki anime. Man, I just like Yuki, man. I like Yuki, man. I just think it's a damn shame. Anyhow, Alex Albon and the Williams, they finished in 11th. And here is Alex with his new teammate, Carlos Sainz, the smooth operator. And Carlos already, they had testing today, and Carlos was 0.2 up on Albon's fastest lap in the race in Dubai. So, yeah, no more rookies for Alex. Now you're dealing with a professional. Now you're dealing with someone who's a veteran. I like Alex, but next year we're going to see how good Carlos Sainz is, and we're going to see, I'm not going to say how bad Alex Albon is, but it's going to be an eye-opening for a lot of people who don't know how good Carlos is, and it's not going to be close. I'm going to go, because Alex is good in qualifying. I'm going to go Carlos is going to be out-qualify Alex by maybe 5, maybe 6. That's pretty close. But points-wise, I think Carlos definitely is going to be ahead by quite some bit. All right. Oscar Piastri was in 10th, and Fernando Alonso was in 9th. We've got Nico Hülkenberg in 8th. Pierre Gasly, who's had a phenomenal last 5-6 races in that Alpine dumpster, which is a lot better, so we can't call it a dumpster anymore. He was in 7th. Max Verstappen was in 6th. George Russell. And here's George's helmet for, that's a really cool helmet with, it has, don't you like that helmet?
Yeah.
I know you do. Do you like that helmet?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That was simply lovely.
Yes, it's simply lovely, Max. That's Lewis on the left-hand side and George on the right. What a great helmet. And then you had Lewis Hamilton, Sir Lewis Hamilton, with his last helmet for Mercedes. And did you out there? Here's our team pitch, the last team pitcher. Now, for all the people who were on the car, because they were putting like 100, I think 125 names of fans, Team LH, if you had to enter this contest, put it on the car, but you never really got a chance to see it on TV. It's not like they panned the names on there. So hopefully the people who won, they took pictures of it, and I think they're going to send it to you in the mail or give you a screenshot of it on email, which is awesome. So for the people out there, if you were chosen and you have a picture of that, that'd be great to put in the comments so other people can see it. You could either go to our Instagram, Merica Media F1, and put it on there. You could go to our YouTube page and put it on there in the comments section, or you can go to Twitter or wherever you want to go. And this is a good time for everybody to remember to subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell notification so you can be notified when there's a new show or a new episode up. Remember, we're still going to be doing shows all through the break. We usually do special shows like Champions of the Past, or special cars. We have show. There'll be shows coming. We're going to take a break, obviously, and then we'll probably take a week off, and then we'll do the final season, the season review show. Probably do that with Mike or Scott or somebody. Then we had Charles Leclerc in third place. And, Charles is him and Lewis next year. It's going to be great. I can't wait. And here they are. I think I have a picture of them hanging out. And it came from Charles's Twitter, I think this came from. There's Charles. Yeah, it did come from Charles's Twitter. There's Charles and Lewis hanging out. And they actually have video of Lewis after the race, after they do all the pictures and all this other stuff. He's going into the Ferrari garage to, down, and that's where he's going to be going next year. So he was going in there, and there's video of that out there. And, yeah. This is the last you'll see of Lewis and George right there. And next year when you see them, they'll be in different colors.